Here's a collection of actual crimes committed by really dumb criminals. Just sit back and enjoy the insanity as we present. Stupid crime stories you just won't believe. In 2017, police in Ridgecrest, California were sent to a home after the burglar alarm had been triggered. About the same time, they received a call from a woman reporting that her friend was stuck in a chimney. When police checked the address, it turned out that the woman was calling from the same house that had the burglar alarm. When officers arrived, they found 28-year-old Keith Schultz stuck inside the chimney. But he wasn't trying to clean it. Schultz was attempting to slide down the chimney and rob the location. Apparently, he was supposed to climb into the home and let his partner in through the front door. However, after he got stuck, his female accomplice had to force her way into the home to assist him. This triggered the burglar alarm and notified police. The woman then called 911 to report that her friend was stuck in the chimney. But not wanting to get caught, she left the home after making the call. When police arrived on the scene, it was clear that this would not be a simple task. They had to enlist the help of the Kern County Fire Department to extract Schultz. He was taken to a local hospital and later released to police. His mugshot pretty much says it all. Schultz was arrested and charged with first-degree burglary. At the time, police were still looking for the female accomplice and possibly others. It's clear that the number of people getting stuck in chimneys in order to commit a crime doesn't seem to deter burglars. Such was the case in 2017 when another California man figured things would turn out differently for him. He tried to slide down the chimney of a sports bar called Lori's Little Shack. The man was also a regular customer of the bar and apparently noticed the large fireplace inside. He probably figured it would be easy to slide down the chimney and then rob the place after it closed. But he was in for a big surprise. The chimney wasn't as wide as he thought and he wound up getting stuck. He was able to wiggle his arms free enough to get to his cell phone and call 911. Police arrived and found him lodged inside the narrow chimney. Fire units had to use special equipment to remove him. The business owner said there was up to $400 worth of tips in the bar. Since this was just a week before Christmas, everyone had fun comparing the man to Santa Claus. They even named him Criminal Santa. Kind of like the character in the movie Bad Santa. The owner of the bar said that the chimney has lots of room for Santa. However, it's got to be the right Santa. The chimney wasn't made for a criminal Santa. Citrus Heights Police Department later tweeted, "Criminal Santa does not have the same skills as the real deal." The 32-year-old criminal Santa was arrested for burglary. In 2022, a family in Silver Spring, Maryland called police around 3 a.m. after hearing a knocking sound from inside their home. The call was dispatched as a residential burglary call in progress. Police responded to the call but did not find anyone after searching the house. The residents called police again around 5:30 a.m. and reported hearing the same noises. When officers responded the second time, they heard a human voice coming from inside the fireplace and up the chimney. Officers discovered a man who got trapped inside the chimney while attempting to enter the home. Looking from the outside, the chimney looks like it would be wide enough to slide down. But this guy learned that things aren't always as they appear. The 24-year-old man had slid down and was now wedged inside the chimney. Getting him out was no easy task. 24 firefighters were called to the scene. They spent more than an hour removing the wall and bricks around the chimney to rescue the suspect. He was finally freed around 7:30 p.m. The man was taken away in an ambulance to a trauma center with minor injuries. He had been trapped for about 4 hours. This was in January and as you can clearly see in the images, it was cold enough for snow to still be on the ground. The intruder was facing 4th-degree burglary charges. As for the homeowner, based on these photos, they are now left with major home repairs. In 2013, a 15-year-old boy in the UK walked into a Barclays bank in Liverpool. He was wearing a black parka coat with a hood. He also had a scarf covering his face. The young man then pulled out a gun, walked up to the window and handed the teller a bag. He then told her that he wasn't messing around and she should fill the bag with money. Next, he warned her, "Don't do anything stupid. I have just got out of prison after 5 years. Remember, this kid is just 15 years old." He then pointed the gun at 2 of the tellers. He also aimed it at a customer who he thought might try to grab him from behind. The teller filled the bag with what amounts to about $2,000. She also equipped the bag with a dummy bundle, which is designed to detonate and spray a red-colored dye over the money when it leaves the building. The young robber then left with the bag. However, just 2 days later, his mother discovered bundles of cash while cleaning his room. She also noticed that the money was stained with dye. Later that day, she found the gun, which turned out to be fake. His mother then called her family together, placed the items on the coffee table and asked her son where they had come from. The boy initially said that they belonged to someone else and he was just looking after them. However, his family wasn't buying that line. He then admitted what he had done. The family then brought him down to the police station where he made a full confession. He was charged with 2 counts of robbery and 1 of possessing an imitation firearm with intent to cause fear of violence. The court heard how the boy's mother had raised him to understand that if he did something wrong, there would be consequences. And even though she loved her son, turning him in was the right thing to do. It was later revealed that the boy was jealous of his friends being able to afford things that he could not. He resented that his mother had to work long hours to make ends meet. His defense attorney described him as a role model to his younger brother, and that this behavior was out of character for him. It was also revealed that the boy had carried out stakeouts of the bank in the days leading up to the robbery. He chose that particular branch because he felt it would yield the most money. The judge did acknowledge that he sounded like a good kid who did well in school. However, he noted that this was still an armed robbery. Thus, it was a very serious matter. He said, "However innocent you look now, as you sit in your smart suit, you did not look innocent when you held up bank staff at gunpoint and terrified them. Even for boys of your background and without previous convictions, there are circumstances which are so serious that custody cannot be avoided." As the boy's mother wept, the judge noted that her actions were very commendable, especially when compared with other cases in which parents were prepared to lie to protect their children. He said he accepted that the boy's remorse was genuine. However, he also felt that placing him in custody was necessary. Not simply to punish him, but to show others that if they choose to commit offenses of this kind, they will be sent to detention. The 15-year-old was then sentenced to 3.5 years and sent to a youth detention center. Be sure to like and subscribe to this channel. Our weekly videos will feature such topics as stupid crime stories, classic TV, and the real stories behind popular songs from the past and present. There will be even more categories as we continue to grow.